Hello and welcome to this video on Agentic AI using AutoGen by Simplilearn. Imagine a young developer named Arjun. So basically, Arjun has just started exploring the world of artificial intelligence. He's curious, he's experimenting with different tools, and like many beginners, he's fascinated by how powerful AI models have become. Now, one day, his manager walks up to him and says, Arjun, I need a system that can research a topic, write an article about it, and then review that article to make sure everything is accurate. At first, Arjun thinks, okay, this should be easy. I mean, AI can already generate text. So he opens a chatbot, types in the request, and within a few seconds, the AI generates an article. But when Arjun actually reads it carefully, something feels off. The article is decent, but it's not really complete. It hasn't researched multiple sources. It hasn't checked whether the information is accurate. And it definitely hasn't reviewed itself for improvements. And that's when Arjun realizes something important. Most traditional AI systems are reactive, meaning you ask a question, the AI generates an answer, and the process basically stops there. It doesn't really plan the task, it doesn't collaborate with other systems, and it doesn't keep improving the output on its own. Now, moving ahead, while researching for better approaches, Arjun comes across a concept called Agentic AI. And honestly, this idea immediately catches his attention because instead of relying on one AI system to do everything, Agentic AI introduces something called as AI agent. So think of these agents almost like a digital team members. Each one has specific role, a goal, and the ability to communicate with other agents. Basically, instead of one AI trying to handle the entire task, you create a small team of AI system that works together. For example, Arjun could create a research agent whose job is to simply gather information. Then he could have a writer agent that takes the research and turns it into structured article. And finally, there could be a reviewer agent whose responsibility is to check the content, improve clarity, and correct mistake. Now, the interesting thing is that these agents don't just work independently. They actually communicate with each other. The researcher sends information to the writer produces the article, and the reviewer analyzes. And it suggests improvement. So essentially, that was once a single AI response now becomes a collaborative workflow, almost like a team working together inside a company. And this is exactly why agent-based systems are becoming so important in today's AI world. If you think about real-world problems, they are rarely solved in one step. Building software, analyzing data, conducting research, these things usually require multiple stages, feedback loops, and collaboration between different experts. A single AI model often struggles with that complexity. But when you create multiple specialized agents and allow them to coordinate with each other, the system becomes far more capable. It can break down a complex problem into smaller tasks, assign those tasks to different agents, and gradually work towards a solution. In a way, it is basically mimicking how humans solve problems in a team. Now, at this point, Arjun is really excited about the concept. But there is one big question in his mind. How do you actually build something like this? I mean, creating multiple AI agents that can talk to each other sound complicated. And that's exactly where a framework called AutoGen developed by Microsoft comes into the picture. AutoGen is essentially a toolkit that helps developers create AI agents and manage the conversation between them. Instead of writing a lot of complex code, AutoGen provides a structured environment where agents can exchange messages and collaborate naturally. So Arjun decides to give it a try. He sets up his Python environment and installs the AutoGen library. The setup process is actually pretty straightforward. Once the installation is done, he connects the framework to a language model that will power the reasoning abilities of his agent. And from there, he can start defining different agents in his code. Now, as Arjun explores deeper, he realizes that AutoGen is designed with a very structured architecture. At its core, there is a communication layer that allows agent to send and receive messages, almost like participant in a group discussion. On top of that, there are tools that help manage multi-agent workflows, meaning multiple agents can collaborate within the same system. And beyond that, there are extensions that allows these agents to integrate with external tools, like running code, accessing APIs, or connecting to other applications. So in a sense, AutoGen acts most like an operating system for AI agent, providing the infrastructure needed for them to coordinate their actions. And by the end of this experiment, Arjun realizes something pretty fascinating. Instead of building a simple AI tool that responds to prompt, he has actually created a team of agents that can research information, generate content, review their work, and continuously improve the results. And that's really the essence of agentic AI. It's not about just generating answers anymore. It's about building systems that can plan, collaborate, and can solve problems automatically. And with frameworks like AutoGen, developers like Arjun can start building these intelligent systems today. And to get started with building your first autonomous multi-agent AI system, the first step is to install Python 3.10 or above on your computer. You can download Python from the official Python website, and during installation, make sure to check the path. Add the Python to the path. This will allow you to run Python commands directly from the terminal. After the installation, you can verify it opening a terminal or VS Code and typing --Python version, which should display the version installed. Next, install Visual Studio Code, which is an excellent editor for Python development. Open VS Code and navigate to the folder where you want your project. For example, you can have a folder on your desktop named AutoGen. Open a terminal inside the VS Code by going to the menu and selecting Terminal. Now, once you are in the VS Code terminal, create a Python virtual environment. This isolates the dependencies of your project so they don't conflict with other Python projects. Run python-mvenv to create the environment and activate it using this command. You should now be seeing VNV in your terminal, indicating that the environment is active. With the virtual environment ready, install the necessary Python packages using pip install AutoGen. The AutoGen library provides pre-built classes for creating multi-agent AI system, while Graphics is optional but helpful if you want to visualize agent workflow. Coming to our next installation, which is Ollama, which allows you to run Tililama locally. Download Ollama from the official website, and after installation, open a VS Code terminal and verify it using Ollama version. Then pull the Tini Ollama model with Ollama pull Tinilama. This downloads the model to your local machine, enabling you to run AI system without an API key or cloud connection. Now you can create your Python script, typically named main.py. The first step in the script is to disable OpenAI by setting up environment variable to empty string, ensuring the system doesn't try to use OpenAI Cloud API. Then import the necessary classes from AutoGen, which we will be discussing in the next module when we'll perform hands-on, including assistant agent, group chat, and group chat manager. Defining 3 agents, a researcher, a writer, and a reviewer, each with specific roles and local Tinilama model configuration. The researcher finds key points about the topic, the writer turns research into simple explanation, and the reviewer improves clarity and fixes mistake. After defining the agent, create a group chat to manage the interaction and a group chat manager to handle messages. The script then defines a function to run the conversation in multiple rounds. The first agent receives an initial message, which can be a topic entered by the user or a default like explain artificial intelligence in simple way. Each agent then takes turns responding, reading the previous agent responses and improving it accordingly to their role. This process repeats for a defined number of rounds, typically 5, and the full conversation is both printed to terminal and saved to a text file named multi-agent conversation.txt. Now finally we have to just run python main.py file to see the output. So we are done with the theory and installation part. In the next module, we are going to see the demonstration by creating multi-agent conversation. So this is the folder which I have created on the desktop. You can create it anywhere onto your local system. So I'll just open it with VS Code, and after opening you can see that this is the AutoGen folder and this is the VNV, which is the virtual environment which we created. So guys, make sure to create the virtual environment by going to a terminal and writing the code which we discussed in the previous section. And after you have created, make sure to activate it. And this is the main.py file which has got all your codes. I have pre-written it to save time. So I'll be just explaining you the code and everything and how things are working. You can pause it and try it on your own. So first line is import OS. So what this line is doing, we are importing the OS module, which is letting us to work with the environment variable and the operating system of your local PC. Now here it is used to disable the OpenAPI uses. So your scripts only uses Tinilama via Ollama. So you can see here the 4 line. We are setting the OpenAPI key as the empty string. Now why we are doing that? Because AutoGen sometimes tries to default to OpenAPI if no provider is set. And by setting these variables as empty strings, because we are setting it as empty strings, we are preventing it from attempting open API. So your local model, because we are using the LLM of the Ulama, so we are using Tinilama in our case, so we are setting as empty so that we can use Tinilama here. Now, key point is, this is avoiding open API authentication errors. So whatever the error, if it can come, we are avoiding it. Now, what next we are doing, importing from AutoGen assistant agent, group chat and group manager. So, and there's a file AutoGen and we are importing these 3 agents from there. So what is the assistant agent? Assistant agent is something, we are representing a single AI agent, and you can think of it as a person with a role. For example, it's a researcher or it's a writer or reviewer, and it has got that particular role to do. Now, what is the group chat? Now, group chat here represent a chat session between multiple agents. So, for example, we have created 2 agents, writer and researcher. So, group chat, it will represent the chat session between all those, between the 2 of them. And it manages the conversation flow also. Then we have this group chat manager. What it does is, it manages the conversation and handles message passing. Fine. So, from this line, we are doing basically these 3 functions. Now, moving ahead, we are putting the model name, the whatever the local model we are using as Tinilama. What is the base URL? Base URL is this one, which is basically your Olama server, and whatever the output will be getting will be stored in this multi-agent conversation.txt. Now, moving ahead, what we are doing is, we are defining a function which is create multi-agent system. Okay, it is creating an AI agent. We are giving the name as researcher. Fine. We are creating an agent. Okay, fine. This is the agent. Your name is researcher. And the role of the researcher agent is to research the task with finding the key points. And what is the LLM configuration? We are setting here is specify which model to use, and we are pointing it to Tinilama. So what is the system message? Find key points about the topic, keep it short and clear. This is the system message will be there, which is the instruction for agent to follow. Now you can think of it as the agent's personality plus instruction. In a similar manner, we have this writer. We are saying, okay, fine, you're the writer. I'm giving you name as a writer. We are setting all the LLM configuration like model name, base URL and everything. And a system messages, fine, you're a writer. You have to write a clear, simple explanation using research. In a similar manner, there is this reviewer. Fine, you're my reviewer agent. Your name is a reviewer. The LLM configuration which we are setting here is this. The system messages, improve clarity, fix mistake and keep it concise. Now, in a similar manner, we have a group chat. Now, group chat is what? We are providing agents, list of 3 agents who will talk in the group chat. So, for example, if you people are having a group of your WhatsApp, and there, for example, if you have a family group in your WhatsApp, your mother can be there, your father can be there, your brother can be there. So 3 people are there, including you, 4 people are there in a group chat wherein you chat. So similarly, it's a collection of basically 3 agents. Then the message is initial empty list of message. The conversation will append here. So here, whatever the conversation flow will come here, and the maximum round we are setting as to 5, because each agent get 5 turns in conversation loop, and Tinilama has limited, because it's a local llama with very less memory usage, it has a limited context, so you can say 5 is safe. Now this means the agent will pass message in 5 round, like a loop will be there, 5 round of loop will be there from researcher to writer to reviewer and then repeat. So this will go in loop. The manager controls the flow here. It knows which agent speak next and sends the message to the model via OLAP. Fine. So now what we are doing here is, we are iterating through maximum round, which we have already set to 5. Now prints round number in console. Whatever the round will be there, it will be already there in your terminal, and adds a round header to conversation file. Then what next are we doing is, we are again creating a function, multi-agent loop. We are giving group chat manager, create multi-agent, and the initial message is topic or explain artificial intelligence in a simple way. So what this is doing, it is sending a message to the agent. The agent uses the Tinilama to generate a response based on the system message instruction. Agent name response. Then it is printing the output of each agent. Then full conversation is appending here. You can see here. And it saves them to the memory for writing later. Now, initial message response equals to the next agent uses the previous agent's output file. So, whatever the output is produced from the previous agent, whatever the agent is going to work next will be using the same output. And this is how Agentic AI works. So, each agent builds on the top of the previous agent's output. So, whatever the output of the previous agent will serve as the input for the next agent. And similarly, you can see for agent in group chat.agent. So this is the same loop we are producing. We are writing all and we are appending it here and we are printing the conversation. Now what is this? Topic equals to enter the topic or press for default. So if I'm pressing enter, the default like explain artificial intelligence, that thing will work. So this is all. Now let us see by running it. So I'll go here, I'll open a new terminal. Make sure that your this one should be in VNV and your virtual environment should be activated. So I'll just put python main.py and I'll wait for a while. So guys, don't wait for me, just pause the video and start coding by yourself also. So okay, we are getting the message enter topic or press enter for default. I'll enter artificial intelligence. You can also just enter for the default. So what will happen if I put enter? Now the agent task has started. So you see this is the round 1 which we're talking about the loop. It is the round 1, it has started and the researcher has started to chat manage it. Now this is working a bit slow. Just wait for a while. So this is just the default message it is producing. Now you see next speaker is the researcher. It will go ahead and research about the topic. So you can see that AI has been identified as a vital aspect. It has given me in 5 points and plus it has created me a summary also. So like this whole loop will go on for 5 times. The whole iteration will go on for the 5 times. Researcher will come, then reviewer will come, and like this it will go on. Again this is coming and then again one more agent will start and it will go in loop. So I would highly advise you guys to practice it, and it's again going to take some time, so I'm going to end the video here itself. So I hope you guys have liked the video. If you guys have liked the video, kindly hit the like and subscribe button for Simplilearn's YouTube channel. Thank you and see you in the next video.